We are Carrie and Josh. We are sharing things that, in our experience, worked for us and could also work for you.
Alright, this week's MAF update is cold. So I made a few adjustments this week just because I wasn't happy. Monday and Tuesday, I was still going up to the 10 beats below my running heart rate MAF, and nothing for the first month for improvements. So I decided, starting with the Friday, Saturday, Sunday bike, I was going with MAF heart rate is MAF heart rate, whether it's run or bike. So I upped it back up to the 142 beats a minute. It's harder. This is the third day in a row for biking. I can feel it in my legs a little bit. They're not completely shot, but they are more tired than they were with the other one. Times maybe a little bit better. The Saturday one wasn't so good, but it was really cold and I had to stop at 45 minutes because my toes were froze. So that's the biggest adjustment. The other one is put a mat under my bike so it didn't slide. And I'm trying wool socks over my bike shoes to try to not freeze my toes. If my cameraman can show my nice feet in my nice little socks over my shoes, they're helping a little bit, but not as much as I would like. My toes are still cold, and I'm only 20 minutes in to the bike, so I don't know what Saturdays are going to do if it's real cold, but that's the MAF update for the week. So this week's food update is all about spirulina. And spirulina is a blue-green algae, and when you mix it in to things like oatmeal, it tastes awful. So I used to do that all the time and have my green oatmeal, as we called it, but now what I've taken to doing is turning it into like a multivitamin that you can take in the morning. And so you start with these empty gel caps, and it's a little bit of a tedious process because you have to split the gel caps and put the big part here and the little part here. Once you get them in, you put in the spirulina, scrape it, pack it down, scrape it some more, and now that I've got it all, the big part filled up, I take the little part, you put it on the top, and as you can see, spirulina is a little messy when you do this, but you just push it down, and what it should do is put the pills together, and then you come through and I push them out. Which one-handed is a little harder. So once you push them out, now I have my Spirulina Pill, and it doesn't taste as bad. I've been trying to take 2 in the morning for sure, and take 2 if I can at the end after supper. What it's good for, it's good for making a mess, but it's good for, it's got chlorophyll, which will help soak up toxins. It's actually a very high ratio of protein. In 1 teaspoon, there's about 4 grams of protein. But it's got tons of vitamins and nutrients, that deep dark green. So the blue-green algae, lots of good health benefits. It's just an awful taste. So what I've found is putting it in that pill form helps make the taste a whole lot more tolerable. Alright, standing next to the shower, also known as the cold torture chamber, and this week's workout highlight is getting a little uncomfortable. I can't remember the last time I've actually turned on water other than absolute cold. Today when I'm taking this video, it's actually a wind chill warning because it is so cold. But even on those days, still go with the absolute coldest water I can. Now, when I do the shower, I actually turn it on, rinse off, then soap up with the water off, and then scrub up again. So I'm not 5 minutes under straight cold water, but it is cold. And a few things I like. I think it is good, and you can check in the blog and click the links, but it's good for inflammation and helping recover after workouts. I don't jump in straight off of my workouts, but pretty close. I'll shave, and so it's probably about 15 minutes after a workout at the latest. But what I actually really like it for, it's invigorating. It's a great way to start the day. I'm awake and ready to go. But what I really like it for is just the toughness of it. I have to, before I can turn it on, I got to take a deep breath. I got to breathe out, and I got to get ready for it. And it's tough. And I start the day with something tough. And I really like how that just gets my brain ready for the day. I can get through that tough start. And in the wintertime in Minnesota, I have a little shivers yet by the time I'm dressed and still upstairs. I'm still a little cold. But it's good for your heart. It's good for your mind. It's good for your body. If you haven't done it yet, try jumping in a cold shower. This week for the words of wisdom, we're going to go a little biblical. We're going to the Bible. I was listening to a podcast, and it was from the book of Sirach, chapter 18, verse 19. And I've always found, even back in college, I remember thinking, oh, the book of Sirach, there's good wisdom, and never wrote it down, never remembered it. And this time I remembered to write it down. So in the book of Sirach, chapter 18, verse 19 says, before you speak, learn. And that really just hit me in this day and age with social media and everything, where you don't have to have that face-to-face interaction. You can just throw something out there. Or when you go to school board meetings and shout as loud as you can so people can hear your opinion and validate you, doing different things like that. I've really been very disheartened with the state of, I don't know if it'd be society or what it would be, the state of people having to have their opinions heard above all else and validated above all else, and they don't take the time to learn about others. They're quick to criticize, quick to yell very loudly that their opinion is right and someone else's is wrong. Theirs may be a good opinion, but someone else's might be good too, and you need to learn their perspective and learn their side. It's just, to me, it's part of being a good human being. And if you're a fan of Ted Lasso like I am, in one, I think it was one of the episodes in the first season, he talked about before you judge, to learn about, to ask questions, be curious. It was be curious before you judge. So learn before you speak, as the verse says. The other thing I took away from this, though, was I need to do that in my classroom and even as a father as well. It might be later in the evening and I'm frustrated by something, and before I react, I need to think and I need to learn, have the ADHD meds worn off? At school, when something's getting frustrating, before I get upset and mad at the student, I need to think, what is causing those actions? What are they trying to get across? And if I learn those things, that will help me react better, or act better and not react, but it will help me maybe smooth things over and avoid situations where things escalate when they really can't be helped, but to learn about other people before I speak. So that's something I really want to take away from this verse in the book of Sirach. So if you're faced with opportunities before you judge or criticize or even just speak about something, learn about it. Make sure you have all sides, all perspectives. Learn before you speak. Have a good week.